That's right. Start again. Hello, welcome to this. This is I can't believe I'm doing this for the first time, but yeah, I'm starting. This is my first ever video on what hopefully will be the big thing. This is a big thing for me. I'm very excited to be doing this, and look forward to sharing you all the videos. And we're going to crack on right now with my. This is the first video we're going to go. We are doing a FIFA World Cup 2026 predictions. I realise you don't care about this, but I do, and I'm hoping to create some content. Anyway, we get started with Group A, and honestly, for that one, I'm going to start with Mexico. Mexico top, without a doubt. I think Czech, I think them two are top. However, I think South Africa will finish third, which means Korea will finish fourth. I do love Sonny. I want Sonny to do well, but I think in that group they just will struggle. Czechia have got a good team. They've got some great players like Patrick Schick and what's his name? The guy who's been relegated, the West Ham player, Thomas Soucek. Sorry, my brain went. But I think South Africa will be brilliant. I think South Africa are going to do well this year and get. Do you know what I'm saying? South Africa get to the semi-finals, but we're going to see that later on. Now, this group, I think Switzerland will finish top, and it will be Bosnia second. Between Canada and Qatar, I think Canada will finish third and Qatar will finish fourth. That's a group I don't really need to talk much about. I do think that Bosnia will shock everyone and do surprisingly well in this World Cup. A lot of people won't expect it, but they will do well in this World Cup. And I honestly think it's going to surprise a lot of people. They came in, they beat Italy in the playoffs, which, if I'm being honest, I wanted Bosnia to win that because obviously I want Italy to be in the World Cup, but I think it's funnier, certainly for me, to not see the big teams in the World Cup. I think there's going to be a lot of change for Italy. I think they'll be back next time. There's no way they'll miss out on 4 World Cups in a row. Absolutely no chance. That just will be absolutely disastrous for them. Now, this next group, Group C, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to go with Brazil first. I think this is going to be a good World Cup tournament for Brazil. Sorry about that noise. It'd be a good tournament for Brazil. I think they'll do particularly well. I'm saying Morocco to finish second. They're going to do well. They're also going to have a good World Cup. Do you know what? They've had a bit of a rough year. They've became AFCON champions after they weren't officially crowned it, but they were crowned it after Senegal walked away from it. That's going to create a lot of tension. That's their first major tournament since then. So this is going to be interesting to see what they do. Third is going to be Scotland, without a doubt. Scotland, I think, this is their first World Cup since 1998. They're going to want to do well. They're going to be, and as an England fan, as you can see here, as an England fan, obviously wanting Scotland to finish rock bottom and get battered every game is something I obviously really want to see. But ultimately, I do think Scotland will make it. I don't think they'll get battered as much. I think they'll get to third. Now, Group D, we're going Turkey top. They're gonna have they've got the easy bit here. They're gonna have the easiest group and will win all 3 of their games. They'll finish top on 9 points. And a good one. They've got very lucky. Australia second. I think they're in a bit of a good run at the moment. They'll have a good run. I don't know how far they'll get, but we'll see later on where or how. But I think they'll do all right. Paraguay to finish third. USA fourth. That's the big one there. A lot of people think they'll come out and do well because obviously it's their home tournament. But no, you look at that USA team compared to Canada and Mexico, it's miles behind. Christian Pulisic is the only real big player in that squad. I think they've got maybe they've got a few other big players. He's the best player in that squad by miles. Even USA fans will admit that. But they've got Anthony Robinson, who's good for Fulham. I think Tim Ream still plays for him. There's a few good players in there, but I don't think it's enough to get them higher than fourth. They might get a draw. They'll probably draw with Paraguay, but it's going to be losses to Australia and Turkey that's going to knock them out. Now, next group, do you know what? It's between. I'm going Côte d'Ivoire to win the group. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going Ecuador to finish second. Germany will not qualify. And, right, this is my biggest prediction of the whole video. I think it's the boldest one, certainly, because, a lot of people are thinking Germany will do well. No. I'm going Curacao third and Germany to finish bottom of their group. Their team at the moment, this is one of the worst Germany teams we've seen for a long time. You're thinking they've got Voltemada up front, who compared to previous strikers like Miroslav Klose, Franz Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer didn't play up front. Gerd Müller, sorry, Thomas Müller. In fact, strikers who, great players, but just won't be good enough for them. They absolutely weren't good enough. I'm going to try and cut out that I said Franz Beckenbauer there. That is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Okay, this group, Netherlands, Group F, Netherlands going to lead it. Netherlands are going to finish top without a doubt. And I think it will be Japan. It'll be between Japan will finish second, Sweden third, Tunisia fourth. You don't need to say much about that. That is exactly how it's going to be. There's no debate about it. I can't see it going any other way. I don't see any possibility where it goes the other way. Netherlands are absolutely stacked at the moment. Japan always do well at tournaments. Probably I'd argue they're the best. Between them and Korea, they're the best Asian tournament teams going into this tournament. And I have said Korea to go out, but Japan will go through as they always do. They topped their group last time. They were in a group with. It was them, Costa Rica, Spain, Germany, and there was a time where they were top of the group. I think they did top their group, didn't they? And then there was a time when we thought Germany and Spain were going to get knocked out, but that is how it's going to be. Now, Group G, Belgium to top the group easily with ease. Another one, they'll breeze past everyone else. And I'm saying New Zealand to finish second of their group. I think it will surprise people, but they'll do well. They will do all right in their group. And it'll be Egypt third. And then Iran fourth. Yeah, there's another group. I think New Zealand, Egypt is going to be the big game in that one as to who gets through. And I think New Zealand will win that with a last minute winner from Chris Wood. Chris Wood is a great player. He's been one of the best strikers in the Premier League the last few years, and has been for a little while now. And I think he's going to help them out a lot at this tournament. They've also, obviously one of the big tournament points for this, they've got a sixth tier player going with them. A player playing in the English sixth tier for Braintree Town. Genuinely, that is insane. No one talks about how insane that is. They're bringing imagine that. I can't remember the last time that's done. I know English leagues are obviously high above everyone else, but that's insane that they've got New Zealand have a sixth tier player. That is genuinely insane. Okay, this group H, Spain first, Uruguay second. That will load in a second. Just give it a minute. My internet's not great. I apologise. Yeah, Spain and Uruguay to finish. They're the top two. Whether or not it interchanges is debatable, but they're going to go through. There's no debate about that. They're the two best teams in the group. Two of the best teams in the tournament. Two of the best teams from their continents. There's no debate about it. Saudi Arabia to finish third, Cape Verde to finish fourth. I can't go on about all the. I like the little teams. The teams that haven't been there for a while to go and win, to do well. But I think Cape Verde will finish bottom. And I'm going to say the same with Group I as well. France to finish first, Senegal second, Norway third, Iraq fourth. Iraq at the World Cup. I didn't even know Iraq had a national team. That's how. I didn't know Iraq had a national team. That's how small they are. And they're playing at a World Cup. You just can't expect them to do much, can you? Other than finish rock bottom of their group. Okay, Group J, we are going with Argentina to finish top, Austria second. I think Austria are in a bit of a golden generation at the moment. Maybe golden generation's a bit far, but some of their players in their squad, you're thinking Baumgartner. They've got I can't remember the names of the player, but I was looking at their squad the other day and I can't exactly remember the squad off the top of my head. But I was looking on FIFA the other day, the World Cup update, and genuinely that they've got a really good squad, easily good, and I think they'll go and destroy all the leagues. They'll maybe not destroy the games, but I think they'll win. They'll do well, certainly in their group. Okay, Algeria third, Jordan fourth, Jordan another one. I don't think they'll do as well. They've had a bit of a. Jordan are another team. I think I did know them. I think I've heard of them at AFCON, but they've never. They're just not going to be good enough in the World Cup. They're only here. They're one of those teams that got to get in because of the expansion to 48 teams, and that's just going to. And it's going to be a blip so obvious. Okay, Portugal to finish top of Group K with Colombia second. It's got to be Colombia. I'm genuinely not hopeful. I'd love these teams to do well. And we're going with Democratic Republic of Congo. Actually, to be fair, you could argue Congo could get over Colombia. Congo have got a good team. They've got Yoane Wissa, who played for Brentford previous season. This season just gone, he played for Newcastle, and he's been good for them. He's been a good player for both of them. I think that's going to help out. Uzbekistan do have Kuzanov, the Man City defender. That's literally the only good player. The only player I've heard of in their squad. And now this group here, we are going Croatia to top it. I don't have hope for England in this tournament. Really don't have hope for us. Ghana to finish second. Once again, I don't have hope for us. I'm going to go with us third. Panama will finish bottom of that group. However, it's just going to be a tough tournament. Okay, now I'm going to pick the third best teams. But as I say, hang on, let me just get rid of this quickly. So, if I let it continue, hang on, it's just taking a minute to. Right. Right, here we are. Okay, now here we are, the third best teams. First of all, England. I think we will get through. Luckily, on points wise, I think it will be good enough to get through. Teams like Scotland, I think there'll be another one. South Africa will get through. Curacao, that's 5 now. I think it's going to be Norway, Sweden. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Is that 6? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is 6. Okay, so we've got 2 more. Saudi Arabia probably will get through, and out of Egypt, Algeria, Canada, Paraguay, and DR Congo. Got Algeria. I think that. Do you know what? That's it. And there we have it. There are your. So we're going with England, Algeria, Norway, Sweden, Scotland, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and Curacao. Curacao will be a biggest shock there. Canada, I think, will have a stinker. It is right that they head home. Now, we've done the group stage. Let's move on to the knockouts. First up, we have at the Boston Stadium on the 29th of June, Scotland versus Côte d'Ivoire. Now, just like to disclaim, this isn't an official game. This is what would be, presuming this would go through. Okay, Scotland and Côte d'Ivoire. Scotland are out. The road ends quickly for Scotland, and then France to beat Sweden. There's no doubt about that. Bosnia to beat Czechoslovakia. A bit of I think they're quite close geographically. I don't do geography, but I think they're quite close geographically, and it'll be a bit of a derby, I suppose, and Bosnia will beat them. It'll be a good game. Netherlands, Morocco. It's tough. That one's tough. Between Morocco and Netherlands, we're going Netherlands to beat Morocco. I think Morocco road will come to the end quickly. Ghana, Colombia to beat Ghana. I think James Rodriguez is still in that squad. I have a look, and you're going to see the best of him again. This is going to be the best of James Rodriguez once again, and they will play Spain in the quarterfinals. Austria I like, but I don't think their road will come again against Spain. Turkey, Curacao. That's tough. Do you know what? Imagine if we had Curacao, South Africa. That could, you know what? That could happen. But I think Curacao will get battered by Turkey. Turkey will absolutely smash them, and South Africa will beat Belgium. Do you know what? It will be close, but I think South Africa will beat Belgium. I think Belgium are in a bit of a rough state at the moment, and yeah, they might lose to South Africa. South Africa will go out and beat them. Brazil, Japan, Brazil. It's going to be Brazil to beat Japan. I think Brazil are going to go far in this tournament, as you'll see soon. Okay, Ecuador, Senegal, close, but Senegal will beat them. The AFCON champions, they were the crown the champions, and I think they'll go through. Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Mexico to beat Saudi Arabia. There's no debate there. Croatia, Norway. Erling Haaland versus Croatia. Croatia have done well. Could it be one last big tournament? I mean, who have they got left? Perisic, I think, might still be in there. Brozovic. Is Brozovic still playing for him? I know Rakitic, I'm pretty sure isn't playing for him anymore now, but it could be interesting. That's going to be close. I can't decide. Do you know what? Let's go Croatia. It's going to be close, but yeah, I think Croatia will just beat them. Argentina, Uruguay, this is where it's going to get interesting. Here we have two massive matches. I'm saying here, I'm going Argentina to beat Uruguay. And it'll be tough for them. Australia, New Zealand. Now, this is going to be a match for a lifetime. If this happens, I will be so excited to watch it. And we are going. Can Australia do it? New Zealand? I'm Chris Wood. Comes in clutch again to knock them out. Okay, Switzerland, Algeria. We are going Switzerland to beat Algeria. I mean, Mahrez is about the only decent player still playing for Algeria now. And Portugal, England, Portugal to knock us out again. It's going to be tough, but you know what? We're just not going to be good enough for this World Cup. I think it's just not. It's going to be a tough tournament for us. Now, here's France. France or Côte d'Ivoire? France, Côte d'Ivoire, France. France to beat Côte d'Ivoire, and Bosnia to beat Netherlands. They were going to start quickly. I'm going for France. I think we'll get through easily over Côte d'Ivoire. Bosnia will beat Netherlands. It will go down to the wire. I think it will go to extra time, and Bosnia will beat Netherlands. Bosnia to go into the quarterfinals. Bosnia, France. We're going Bosnia for the semi-finals as well. Actually, hang on. Yeah, do you know what? I'm just going to do that now. We're going to do these both quickly now. Bosnia to go through to the semi-finals. Bosnia, I know. I genuinely think they'll be the team of the tournament. Team to watch. Colombia, Spain. Spain to beat Colombia easily. Turkey, South Africa. South Africa to beat Turkey. South Africa to beat Turkey. Brazil versus Senegal. Brazil to beat Senegal easily. Mexico versus Croatia. Brazil to play Croatia. Oh, do you know what Mexico could? They've got Raul Jimenez, who's good enough. That could be. Do you know what? Let's go Mexico to beat Croatia. That, if you're looking at that squad, you've got Mexico, a team with, as I said, Raul Jimenez. Obviously Chicharito doesn't play for them anymore, but it's a good squad. Ochoa will come back. Croatia, just full of old people at this point. It's an old people's home, that squad. Argentina to beat New Zealand easily. And then Switzerland, Portugal. Now, which sets up a cracker of a quarterfinal. I said France will beat Bosnia to beat France. It's going to shock people, but I think, actually, to be honest, Spain, South Africa. We could see Spain, South Africa in the World Cup final. Do you know what? We're going to go France. France versus South Africa. South Africa to get into the semi-finals. I'm saying South Africa to go to the semi-finals. It's either going to be Bosnia, Spain, or South Africa, France. It's interchangeable. I could change my mind. I could easily change my mind right now. Do you know what? Sod it. Let's change it. We're going to go Spain, Bosnia. We're going Spain, Bosnia. I think Spain, Bosnia. That's how it's going to be. Spain, Bosnia in the semi-finals. I do think Spain. I'm saying Spain to get into the final there. If I'm being honest, it's going to surprise people, but Spain to get into the final. Now, this other semi-final, it's quarter-final. Got Brazil, Mexico. Brazil to get to the quarterfinals once again, and to get to the semi-finals. Mexico, a good run to the quarterfinals, but it does end with Brazil, who are stacked this year. Portugal, Argentina. We are going Portugal to knock out Argentina. Now it's between Brazil, Portugal. Brazil and Portugal. I'm going Brazil. I think they'll win it last minute. Now, this is the moment of truth. My World Cup winner. And, okay, we're going to talk about this final match because before I reveal who I want, I just want to say how good of a final this is going to be. This is going to be a battle of the two best teams, I think. Argentina are world class, but Brazil, I think they're going to be good this year. I think Neymar is injured, sadly, so he won't be going to the World Cup. But, it's big. It's a big tour. It's a big match. Speaking of which, did anybody see Brazil's interview? Carlo Ancelotti. Honestly, I think this is the best comment of any manager I've seen for a long time. Simply, he replied. The question was would Neymar make it to if he knew Neymar was injured, would he have taken him to the World Cup? And he replied, if my grandfather was a car, he'd have wheels. Pretty simple. Fair enough. Actually, no, I think we're just going to leave it at that. Now, Spain-Brazil in the final. This is where it gets interesting. Do you know what? It's tough, but I think I do have one winner in mind. It's a team I've thought from since the start. I've known since the start who I think will be the winner. I've tried to make them out like they're going to have a tough run to the final, but I think they will win it. I think they'll win it. Will it be in extra time or will it be on penalties? I don't know if it'll be on penalties, to be honest. I think it will be in normal time. Personally, this is going to surprise a lot of people. Brazil to win the 2026 World Cup. Much to the shock of a lot of people, I realise a lot of people are looking at this and thinking, how are Brazil going to win the World Cup? But, you know what, Carlo Ancelotti. Interesting fact, if this goes through, Brazil will be the first team in World Cup history to win the World Cup without a manager from their nation. Obviously, Italian Carlo Ancelotti, Italian legend. Yeah, Brazil to win the World Cup over Spain. I think this is their year after 24 years. Obviously, there'll be no. I'm not saying there'll be any person with the crazy haircuts. Nothing like that. Obviously, we're both not referencing Ronaldo there, but yeah, Brazil to win the World Cup. And there we have it. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. I'm glad I finally got this first video out of the way. This is the first of many. That's all I'm saying. This is the first of many. Good luck to everyone at the World Cup. I will be providing updates constantly. This is going now. I'd like to say I'm doing this on the date is currently the 2nd of June. This will go out, I think, about the 16th. So obviously the World Cup would have started by the time you're all watching this. So I'm probably already wrong. We've probably already smashed someone. I think we begin on the 17th, which will be tomorrow. When you're watching this, 2 weeks today, England begin it. 1 day ahead of you lot, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. This is going to be an absolutely brilliant World Cup, and I also have a lot to report on. There's going to be a lot to talk about. I know there's a lot of darts tournaments coming up, so there'll be some discussions on that. We've got the Darts World Cup heading up very soon, so there'll be talks about that and my thoughts. I don't have time to predict it now, but I'll be giving my thoughts on who does win that. We've got a lot of boxing matches coming up soon. The cricket starts up soon. There's a lot of it's the summer, basically. There's a lot of major tournaments happening this summer, and very, very soon. And I cannot wait to do so many videos about it. I'm doing predictions. We've got talk about transfers in the Premier League, talk about predictions of who I think will win the league. FA Cup. We're talking EFL. We're talking the EFL. We're talking the Premier League. It's good.